Hello Internet, welcome back to our Cataclysm Golf Scenario playthrough. In the last episode, we did a little bit of vehicle work. We had a lot of issues with figuring out which tiles would look the best, so that took us quite a lot of time. We also went out into the forest in search of meat. We actually were getting messages about being underweight, which is very problematic, so we went out in search of some meat products, which unfortunately for some puppers meant that they had to die to feed us, but we came back with a hefty load of meat, and much of it will go bad over the next couple of days, but we're going to eat as much of that as possible. We also, while we were out and about, discovered Mr. Lapin's cabin. I'm familiar with this NPC. I do think we'll go out and talk to him just because we've never had him in a series before. And there is some stuff we can get from him. I don't know if he has any quests on offer, but we'll be doing that probably in this episode. And with that, welcome back. Hello, Internet. So I think we'll head out pretty much straight away to see Mr. Lapin here, just because I don't know what he has to offer in the way of quests and things. So I think we'll go do that immediately. Let's drop all of this, and let's take some meat with us, because we're underweight. So we're not underweight anymore. We did bounce back up to normal, but we're going to take meat with us so that every time our hunger status goes away, we can eat more meat. So we're going to carry that with us. Alright, so I do know who Mr. Lapin is. I was doing a series there for a little while about missions. You can see them on my channel. It's the Cataclysm Mission Guide series. Mostly I talked about the hub, because the hub is like the main one that people come across. And it used to be a guaranteed spawn on every overmap, so people saw it a lot. That series didn't go super well. They're a little bit low quality, and frankly just... I could have done a better job, and people didn't respond very well to them, so I abandoned the series. But I was going to talk about Mr. Lapin. Mr. Lapin is named after, Lapin, I guess, is it the Latin name for, is it like the genus for rabbits, something like that? So he does have a nice little group of rabbits, if I recall correctly. Oh, did they, I think they escaped. Isn't this where his rabbits normally would be? Oh, there's a rabbit. Yeah, it looks like they may have escaped. That's unfortunate. I figured worst case scenario, we could just use this as a place where we could come to get meat occasionally. But okay, that's not terrible. Oh, you have your cabin locked, sir? It's like you don't want random survivor strangers wandering into your house? Okay, that's fine. Let's talk to the guy. Hello. Ulysses Hinson. Is that my name? My name is Ulysses? That's such a great name. Pleased to meet you. Yes, hello, Mr. Lapin. He's a warrener. So a warren is, I believe, the term given to like the tunnels that rabbits live inside, are what warrens are. Not 100%. Pleased to meet you. I'm just trying to get by. What are you doing here? Heard anything about the outside world? You look different. Does he look different? Let's ask him. CRISPR, radiation, something in the water. Maybe it was bunnies. Oh, are you a mutant? So it goes, or you're disgusting. No, I'm not going to call the man out. Let's have a look at him. Oh, sorry, my neighbor's kids are out, by the way, so they're little shrieking monsters. But I need some footage because we're very behind with my dental work and stuff. So, and again, yeah, just a reminder, I had some dental work recently, so if I sound a bit funny, that would be why. That should clear up hopefully over the next couple of weeks. All right, Mr. Lapin, he has hooves. You're a man of taste. I love hooves. That's one of my favorite mutations. And lightly furred. Why would Rabbit Man have hooves? Also, you don't appear to have hooves. Oh, wait a minute. Are those hooves? I thought they were sneakers, but they do kind of look like the brown. Like here is where it would connect to your leg, and then this would be the hoof part. So I guess those are hooves. They look a lot like shoes, though. Unfortunately, let's talk to him. I'm just trying to get by. Getting by will do for now. I guess it has to. Okay, well, what are you doing out here? I raise my rabbits. I seem to have more in common with them every day. Is it because you're growing fur and stuff? Have you heard anything about the outside world? People come to me to learn how to keep rabbits. They learn and they go. I like to think I'm making the world better. There's no option to teach me to have rabbits. I don't think you can tame rabbits in Cataclysm at the moment. I do remember people talking about pigs and rabbits as being something we could possibly tame in the future, but we currently don't have anything for that as far as I know. Is there anyone nearby I should meet? There is a family of nearby farmers that I trade with. I'd appreciate it if you could go check on them. So again, this would be the Isherwood family. Also, I did a mission guide on some of them. I don't think we finished that guide. I think we missed the final mission for them. But we did meet many of those family members. If you're interested, again, check out my mission guide series. Sounds great. If you could go check on them. So we're going to get a quest to go to the Isherwood family. They're probably far away, but we'll take the quest. It can be quite a hike depending on your transportation. A lot of bad news between here and there. Yeah, that's typical. Don't worry, I'll be careful. Did you give me a mission to find? You did. The Isherwood family. Fantastic. Okay, let's have a look where that mission is. We're looking for an asterisk on the edge of our screen. I don't see one. Oh, the red arrow in the bottom left corner. You may not be able to see that if you're on mobile. So let's track this down. So here's the Isherwood farm. It's interesting that it's here. If I recall, this is a very large location, like it's a huge chunk of the surrounding area. So it's a bit odd that it's directly off of the road. I thought they were only accessible by their dirt path here. So that's interesting. Unfortunately, it's very far away, and there's no roads directly between us. We would have to go probably all the way around here to get to them. It's not really something I'm interested in doing. The Isherwood family does have some cool stuff. They have a lot of, they're a survivalist type family. I don't want to go too spoilery with it. But it's basically a family that's surviving the apocalypse, and many of them have quests, and you can trade with them and things like that. Pretty cool location. I think we found one in our previous playthrough, but then we died. We never really went there or did anything. There go the neighbor's kids again. So I don't know that that's something we're going to do. Do you have anything else going on? Have you checked on them? So this is the only mission you're going to give me then, I guess, huh? Is there anything I can help with? I have one job for you. Tell me about it, Mr. Rabbit Man. I need to build fences and ditches around my rabbits. Could you find about 5 logs for me? Sure. Don't forget to tell me when you have them. Not a problem. You got any advice? A lot of places to look. Trees are pretty common. Are they? Are they common? Don't have any more jobs. Okay. Do you need any resources? Bunnies and I love adding more diversity to the menu, and I always need materials for patching fences. Okay. I'd best get going. Now, what might happen, I don't know how this works. I've never done the quest line. Like I said, I was going to make a video about him, but then I didn't. So I'm not really familiar with Mr. Lapin's quest line or anything, but what might happen is we might give him the logs and he might actually expand his building. We do have the infrastructure, I believe, for changing buildings as part of quests. I think that exists. I could be wrong, but so it's possible it might expand, and that might put more rabbits in here, and that would be interesting. And again, the benefit of the rabbits in cages would just be, you know, captive meat that we could return for at a future date. Now, thankfully, logs are very easy to get. 5 logs would take me about a day to harvest. I've been doing this series on the channel where I time lapse a cabin building, and I did test initially how to do that all without cheating. I keep getting messages, by the way, where people are like, "Oh, well, I would have liked this series if you hadn't cheated for the materials." It's like, man, to time lapse the building that I did, it would take me like, I don't know, 15 hours of real time just to put together a 9-minute video if I didn't cheat. So I'm just never going to do that. I don't know why people have such a problem with that. You know, it's just supposed to be an entertaining video. But anyway, so I have tested log cutting and stuff. For one tree, you'll get like 2 to 4 logs. I don't know what what it depends on or what determines how many you get. So it would only take us about 2 trees, which would be about less than a day of work. We'll do that another time. I think I would like to keep working on the vehicle since that's going to be pretty time consuming. And we're no longer hungry, so let's eat some more cooked meat. And we'll just eat that. Man, they're just yelling out there, huh? I really do hate my neighbor's kids. Like, I've never hated children before. I'm not a big fan of children, but like my neighbor's kids are every day screaming and yelling, and part of it is like, oh, they're kids, it's totally fine, and then another part is like, Shut your stupid mouths. I can't handle this. So I'm maybe a little bit of an aggro, kind of frustrated guy. Let's put this windshield on. Okay, so again, we saw this in a previous episode. We weren't sure which ones we put where. So we need it's not a section that's connected to anything. It's just a horizontal piece in the middle. It's not like a corner or anything. So I don't think it's any of these. Is it front horizontal? I don't think it's a front. I think front would imply it's the very front of your vehicle. So let's just go front horizontal, rear edge, or windshield. I'm going to put just a regular windshield. It takes so long to put these on and take them off. I really hope this is the right one. If not, we'll try the front horizontal. Oh, good. It was right. Okay, great. Is this an open gap? Yes. So we need to get another windshield to replace something that was broken by zombies previously. Oh, and let's get a random question. We haven't had a random question. It's been so long since I recorded. So we'll get a random question here. Scroll, click. What gift should you buy a partner? You mean like Valentine's Day? You know, and this comes up sometimes. People are like, I don't know what to get my partner. Oh, I don't have my hacksaw. People are like, I don't know what to get my partner. How do I know what to buy, you know, my girlfriend or whatever? And I'm always baffled by that. Like, how do you not know your partner? I'm so confused by that. When people are like, I don't know what to get for Valentine's Day. It's like, bro, you're in a relationship with this person. How do you not know what they want? You know, like it's just and that too, there's no easy answer. Like if you ask people, I don't know, if you ask like my grandpa, hey, what do you buy a girl for Valentine's Day? He'd probably tell you like, oh, just get flowers or whatever. But the reality is most people don't care about flowers. You know how many women my age would be like annoyed with flowers? They'd be like, what am I supposed to do with these? You know, like I know that sounds terrible, but like what do you know, it's just an obnoxious, you put them in a bowl of water or in a vase of water and they sit there and that's it. Not a very practical gift. I would certainly be annoyed if someone gave me a gift of a flower. So I think we want front left corner, I think, is the part we want. Please be right. It doesn't look quite right because it thinks it's the very front of the vehicle. Okay. What is this one? Well, I don't even remember. We did it in the last episode. So it's not the front right corner. Okay, so what other so it's a corner though. With rear corners. Is it just front left? But it's not the front. It's a corner though. Or maybe it's not a corner because it's not the side of the vehicle. It's not the very front of the vehicle. I think it's just this one, front left. Also looks a little bit janky, but also I think that's the right one. So I'm not terribly concerned about that. It just doesn't look perfect. Yeah, there's like a little line there. But we're gonna go with it because I don't know what else to do. Okay. Taking care of that. Man, the vehicle part menu has changed a lot since I last did this. Let's remove these back hatches. And we'll continue putting on quarter panels. Actually, these should be boards. Where do we want to start the boards? Probably these should be opaque. The doors should probably be opaque. At least the rear doors. In fact, I don't want rear doors. I just would want front doors. And then the very back having a hatch in it or something. If we put opaque doors, then we can just do curtains. We don't need to segment the vehicle. If we put non-opaque doors, we're gonna have to put a wall in to block line of sight to the rear where our bed will be. How do we want to do this? We could just put, no, it would occupy space. It would take up interior space if we put a wall here. I don't want to do that. So we will put opaque doors on, I think. Is opaque the right word? Opaque means solid, right? pull those doors off. Anyway, you should know your partner. If you're struggling to buy a gift for a partner, you are not paying enough attention to them. And I'm not saying, and don't get me wrong, some people are hard to shop for. Like me, I don't need anything or want anything. So if you wanted to buy me a gift, it's very difficult to do that because I don't really like taking gifts from people. I don't feel very comfortable. Like I have people offer all the time. So I do YouTube, and I don't make money off of YouTube as of the time of this recording. People offer all the time. Hey man, do you have a PayPal? Hey man, do you have a Patreon? Hey, do you have a PO box? Can I send you something? I just had someone like 2-3 days ago offer to buy me a game on Steam. I just don't like taking things from people very much. And we've talked about this before with the business. My plan has always been ad revenue, sponsorships, and like affiliate links, that kind of stuff. I would rather not take money directly from my audience. It makes me feel kind of weird. Oh, the meat rotted. Man, we lost so much meat. I really thought we would be able to eat more of this meat before it went bad. That sucks. That sucks real bad. We need to get a freezer, man, but we don't have the skills for a freezer. Let's check our book pile. Maybe we at least have the recipe. Nope. I'm gonna pull up the item browser and have a look at what is required for that. Okay, so we're looking for a mini freezer. Do vehicle free. What's the difference? Oh, they're mods. Yeah, no, that's not something I'm interested in. So we'll go mini freezer and do craft. Okay, mechanics 5. We have mechanics 4 at the moment. I think we're working on 5 right now with that book we're reading. Fab 5, I don't know what our fab is. My guess would be it's probably 3 or 4. And then what book is it in? Mechanical Mastery, DIY, and Under the Hood. Mechanical Mastery, DIY. We have Under the Hood, don't we? Please? We do. Okay, so we have the recipe. We need Fab 5, I think. We have Fab 5. And we need Mechanics 5. What is my mechanics skill? It's 4, I think. Mechanics 4. Okay, so as soon as we get to Mechanics 5, we can make a freezer, which is like such a quality of life improvement to have. And then what does it require to install the freezer? Let's go to an open space here. Install freezer. Mechanics 3. And 45 watt. Yeah, we would really like to get solar panels before we get a freezer, but we don't need one. We can just keep an eye on our battery charge. Storage battery 18%. We can get that second storage battery from the RV now, which would give us a fully charged storage battery, so that would take care of a lot of that for the time being. Yeah, that's definitely something we should be working towards. So we should be able to get a freezer in the next probably week or so. I mean, not week of real time, but like the next week or so of episodes, we should be able to get to the freezer. And the scraps of meat have also gone bad. We'll dump those outside. And mutant meat, I believe, is on the same timer, so we can... Oh, no, we threw it in the fire anyway. I was going to say we could check, but it's probably rotten. Okay, now, the question becomes, we ate probably a few thousand calories worth of meat. Is that good enough to keep us at normal weight? And the answer is really no, it's not. It's not going to be enough. So, I think... Let me think. We have MREs. I'm debating if I want to start eating the cracklins. Now, cracklins have a negative health effect, which I really have been trying to do better about eating healthy food instead of always eating garbage. And cracklins have a good calorie count compared to their volume size, which means we can eat a ton of cracklins without filling our belly, which means we can eat more of them in each batch of eating, which means we'll get a lot of calories out of it. I don't think I want to eat cracklins. Or if I do, I want to eat them in moderation. Because let's say right now, we could probably eat 9 or 10 cracklins before we became full. And yes, that's about 2,000 calories. That's a lot of food. But also, all that health compounding negatively is problematic, especially because we don't have a lot of healthy food. Most of what we have here is junk food. What do I want to do? Why is there a separate food pile to the northwest? Oh, why is it displaying? Okay, whatever. But yeah, we I don't know what to eat. Well, I saw meat with curry. Let's eat that. That's a decent amount of calories. Yeah, so that's 700 calories right there. Any other high calorie beverages? Evaporated milk? I mean, that just sounds gross. Also, why is it plus 25 quench when it's evaporated? What is that about? Where's that milk? Milk. Evaporated milk. Isn't this a powder? Isn't evaporated milk powder? Milk that's had about 60% of its water removed prior to canning. So it's just concentrated milk, basically. Well, that sounds like that would be very nutritious and calorie dense. Huh. 205. Go ahead and drink that, I guess. And then anything else we can scarf down. Just at this point, I've eaten mostly not things that are health penalties, so we can just eat whatever. Pickled fish. If I open you, you're gonna go bad in like a day. Shelf life of 4 days. Okay, we'll open the pickled fish, and we'll just try to remember to eat the pickled fish before it goes bad. In fact, let's put that on this pile. Maybe I'll be more likely to notice it. No, don't dump the pickled fish loose on the counter. Maybe that'll be more likely for me to notice that. I don't know. Anyway, let's work towards getting Mechanics 5. What was I talking about? Gifts, yes. So basically, if you know a person, yes, there are people who are hard to shop for, but also, like, you should know a person. Like, when I was a teenager, there was this girl that I really liked, and Christmas was coming, and she, prior to this, for months, had been talking about how every time she got in her car, her hands were very cold because the steering wheel was always freezing, you know, before she could get the car warmed up and all that stuff. So this girl, we were very good friends, and, you know, we talked a lot. So I knew that she wanted this item because I knew her as a person, and I knew what she wanted and what would actually be a practical gift that would benefit her life. So when you know someone, you should automatically know what they're interested in. You know, when I was seeing another girl. We were like, I don't know, 21 or whatever, and I knew that she liked daffodils were her favorite flower, and she really liked white wine. So what did I get her? I got her daffodils and some white wine because I knew that's what she liked, and it's a practical, like, I hate buying flowers because they're not very practical, and some people absolutely hate them, and I don't really get the point of buying someone flowers. But she had talked about liking daffodils, and it was an opportunity as her boyfriend to show her, hey, I listen to you. Hey, I know what you care about. So here's your favorite flower because I pay attention to you and I know those things. And then also, it's like, here's some white wine because it's a consumable thing that I know you'll enjoy and it'll be a quick and easy gift for you, you know? So honestly, people who struggle to buy gifts for people, most of the time, I think it's just because they don't pay attention, honestly. Like, if I meet a husband who's like, I can't shop for my wife, I don't know what she wants, blah, 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 etc. I'd be like, maybe that's because you're not trying very hard, you know? Like, I think maybe you're just not trying very hard. And there are people who are hard to shop for. I am notoriously difficult to shop for because I don't value very much. If you want to buy me something, just buy me something practical. Just buy me something. Like my mother, so she would always give me clothing. Like me and my mother have a weird relationship. Door right vertical. Why is this list bigger than the left list? Did I pick the wrong? Oh, I see. Yes, I'm looking for opaque door. That would be why. So we're going right here. And that, they look right to me. So I think those came out great. and they're opaque, so we can just put curtains up here and have a fully sealed in vehicle. Everything from here back will be boards, so we need to rip off these other quarter panels. And my mother would always try to buy my affection because we're estranged and she doesn't know me very well. So whenever she would come around, she would bring me gifts, and it was always stuff I just don't care about. She would get me clothes, and it's like, okay, well, now I have 8 t-shirts instead of 5 t-shirts. I don't really need, you know, like, who cares? I didn't really need this. And don't get me wrong, I'm respectful and grateful in, like, the polite ways that I can be, but I'm also, like, just, they're not a very valuable gift, really. So I'm looking for left vertical, but is there anything else I need to do? It's just left vertical. That should be it. There shouldn't be anything special about it. See, and then here's just a regular vertical, but it's the left side of the vehicle. So we'll go left vertical and hope for the best. Doesn't really look right with the door. Let's do the one to the south of that as just a vertical instead of left vertical. What am I trying to make? We should make stow boards, honestly, instead of regular boards. God, this menu. Let's try just a vertical and see what that looks like next to the other board. Oh, that looks terrible. It does line up, I guess. I don't like the look of that, though. But then I also don't really know what a stow board should look like. So let's take off this board and replace it with a stow board. And we'll try this one with the left vertical instead of just a regular vertical. So we're looking for... God, there's so many. Left thick. No, not thick. Left vertical. And get that mouse cursor out of here. See, that looks much nicer. Why do they look so different? Vehicle tank. No. I like this one better. This one fits better with the vehicle, although it doesn't perfectly line up with the door. Okay, so we're going to go with the left verticals, I think. Pull off the stow board. So my mother would bring me these gifts, and after a while, I think she realized, like, I was trying to be polite and respectful and appreciative of someone getting me a gift, but also it just wasn't something I cared about or wanted. And then after a while, she pinned down, she realized I actually needed a bed. I at the time was living on a single bed, which I'm like 6'1", I'm like 240 pounds. I'm a big guy. And my mother realized I was living on a single mattress, which is very small for someone my size. And she was like, screw that, I'm going to buy him a bed. So then she bought me a bed, and frankly, it's like the best gift I've had in a long time, because it's like an actual practical gift that I've gotten a lot of value out of, that otherwise I'd still be living on a single mattress. My mother bought me a queen size bed, and I'm sure it was very expensive, which also makes me much more likely to be like polite and appreciative, because I know she shelled out, several $100s for this. But the main thing is that it's an actual practical gift that I needed. I needed something like that. So her getting me that was like the nicest thing anyone's done for me in a long time, because it's a very practical, genuine benefit to my life. So yeah, I think practicality, I think as you get older, things change too. Like when I was a teenager, girls did want candy and flowers, and that was their expected gift. But as I've gotten older, I think women, as opposed to girls, when I was a teenager dating girls, I think now, as an adult, women want more practical things. Men too. Like, I think as you get older, your idea of what you want or need changes, and it becomes less about, oh, make me feel special, and it becomes more like, show me that you understand, what's important to me and what I value. I think is just better to get someone something that's practical and impactful on their personal life. I don't know, but I'm also not really the best Yeah, I'm not the best gift giver. I don't have a lot of people in my life that I give gifts to. If it were a child, I would still buy them something kind of fluffy and pointless. Like, oh, so over Christmas time, I wanted to get my niece something because I'm not super involved in her life, so I don't know her very well. But I wanted to get her something because that's what you do. You know, you buy people things for Christmas. Children expect gifts and things around Christmas. So I was like, you know, I want to do something nice and get her something nice. So I bought her 2 stuffed animals of they're unicorns. 1, she loves unicorns, and 2, I'm a unicorn online. So it just seemed like a really fitting thing to buy, and they were very cheap. I think it was like $12 for 2 stuffed animals. They were a little smaller than I expected. They were more like a Beanie Baby size, a little bigger than a Beanie Baby size thing. It was like $12 for the pair of them, and they matched. They're just different colors of the same doll, and they had these little name tags and stuff that came with them. And yeah, I think that was a great gift for a kid, because kids, you don't have to think about, well, what if her mother had come to me and been like, you know, hey, she really needs school supplies, I would have bought her school supplies. But as a kid, you know, you just buy them a present. You don't buy them practical crap. A kid doesn't want practical crap. An adult wants practical stuff. A kid wants something fun and pointless, you know. So I don't know. I think it depends on your age. I think it depends on the gender of the person you're shopping for. You know, actually, I don't think gender actually factors into it a lot at all. I don't know why I said that. I think it's just about practicality or impracticality, frankly. And you should know someone. If you're trying to buy a gift for your girlfriend, honestly, come on, man. You should know what she wants. Honestly, I just... Okay, anyway, let's call the episode. Everybody, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. We will probably cut some trees for Mr. Lapin at some point in the future, but that's not really a priority to me. In fact, let's make a note. Lapin needs, I think, 3 logs. Just put logs, and we'll check that out when we need it. And yeah, we'll do that quest eventually. I don't know that he's going to actually give us anything of value. Most of the quests in Cataclysm, the rewards are terrible, and it's more about giving you something to do than it is about getting you a huge reward. So I don't know, and we will of course continue our vehicle work into the future. So for now, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I will be back with more Cataclysm in the near future. So I'll see you in the next one.